So now let me tell you about the application that I had in mind. And the application happens to do with very expensive therapies. And the way that I introduce this subject is with this individual. For a short period of time, he was the most hated man in America, Martin Shkreli, the CEO of Turing Pharmaceuticals, who raised prices indiscriminately and caused huge dislocation and frustration among payers and patients. Now, I'm not talking about price gouging when I talk about expensive therapies. There is a difference between price gouging behavior and pricing really transformative but expensive therapies. Price gouging is not acceptable in any industry, including the financial industry. In fact, I don't know how many of you know this, but we have rules in the financial industry that came about because there were certain individuals that engaged in price gouging with regard to mutual funds. So there is now a rule that says that mutual fund managers are not allowed to charge more than 5% fixed fees in managing your mutual funds. And actually, that number has come quite a bit lower down. It's more like 2% as the kind of a de facto maximum. But in the rule books, at one point, there were specific rules that forbid mutual fund managers to charge more than 5%. Why? Why 5% rather than 6% or 4%? It was deemed excessive by the industry itself. So these are rules that the SEC didn't promote, rules that were created by FINRA, or at the time it was called the NASD. It was a self-regulatory body of the financial system where the financial industry came up together and said, you know, this mutual fund business is a pretty good business, and there's no reason why we need to be charging 6%. That's just really obscene and outrageous. And if we don't do something to clean up our act, the government will, and we won't like what they do. So they came up with these rules. That has not yet happened in the pharma industry, so you have individuals that can charge crazy price increases and create problems. I want to distinguish between that and genuine breakthroughs that happen to be expensive because of the R&D that went into them. And the example that I want to focus on is hepatitis C.